My wife once told me he gets me in ways you never have, so I told her, good, then he'll understand why you're sleeping at his place tonight. She laughed. The locksmith didn't. My wife, Allison, first mentioned Keith about 8 months before everything blew up. He was her new department director at the hospital. At first, it was casual, just his opinions slipping into conversation. Then it became constant. Keith thinks emotional awareness is more important than security. Keith believes people should follow their truth. Keith says I shouldn't settle. I'm an accountant. I don't guess. I track patterns. When our phone bill showed hundreds of messages between them every day, I didn't yell. I started logging. Dates, behaviors, proof, February late nights labeled as meetings. March new clothes for work events that didn't involve me. April movie nights interrupted by calls she had to step out for. Our bedroom went quiet while her phone stayed alive at midnight. I quietly prepared. New bank account. Copies of every financial record. A meeting with a divorce attorney. Michigan is no fault, but the house? Only my name was on it. Then came the Friday night that settled everything. She walked in glowing fresh from drinks with Keith barely present. I asked about the nonstop calls. She brushed it off. He understands me. You just live in spreadsheets. When was the last time you dreamed about anything? I asked her what she wanted. She said Keith thought she was wasting her potential. I asked what she thought. She looked me dead in the eye and said, honestly, he understands me better than you ever will. That was it. I told her calmly that maybe she should be with someone who truly appreciated her. She grabbed her purse and said she'd cool off at a friend's place. I told her if she left that night, she wasn't coming back. She laughed, said I couldn't lock her out of her house. I told her to check the deed. She walked out anyway. I called the locksmith I'd already spoken to earlier that week. By dawn, every lock was replaced. By morning, every item she owned sat bagged on the porch. When she came back and realized her key didn't work, she lost it. I didn't let her inside. I reminded her she chose to leave. She asked where she was supposed to go. I suggested Keith. That's when reality hit. Keith was married. And suddenly unavailable. She called him over and over. No answer. Divorce papers were served at her workplace the next week. Petty? Maybe. Effective? Absolutely. Then Keith's wife contacted me. She already knew everything. Allison wasn't the first, or the second, or even the third. If she'd been documenting him for years, waiting, she sent everything to hospital administration. Keith lost his title, his authority, nearly half his salary, his office, his reputation. His wife now picks him up from work every day, like a parole officer. Allison tried for spousal support. The judge shut that down fast. 2 incomes, voluntary departure, case closed. 6 months later, it was over. I kept the house in my retirement. She walked away with her car and a small cut of savings. Since then, promotion, better mortgage rate, a girlfriend who appreciates organization instead of mocking it. I ran into Allison's mom once. She accused me of ruining her daughter's life. I corrected her. Her daughter made choices. I made boundaries. Keith lost everything. Allison moved back home. And me? I'm thriving. Numbers have a way of telling the truth even when people don't.